Hi everyone, it's Coach Ross here from the Lioness Mum Project, and I want to welcome my amazing client Carrie to the Lioness Show. Thanks for being here, Carrie. It's been amazing to see your experience and your changes over the last 4 weeks. What I wanted to do is I wanted to get you on video so we could just ask you some questions and you can maybe help inspire mums around the globe and see how you've changed and see whether or not they can take the journey with you. So let's start with that then, Carrie. What were the biggest changes that you've noticed over the last 28 days with the Lioness Mum Project?
Well, I have lost weight and I have lost centimetres in places, but the biggest change is in my head. Just being out in public, I'm more confident. I don't really care what other people think so much, and just being able to enjoy time with the kids without worrying what other parents think of my parenting skills.
Oh, great. So go into like a little bit more detail in that. Before the course started, like where was your head at? Like what would affect you in public more?
I think I was more worried about what people thought of how I dealt with my children.
And how did the Lioness Mum Project kind of change the way you were thinking, and how did that make you grow as a person so now you don't really care about that judgment and that doesn't affect you anymore?
It has really helped. Even my husband's noticed that I'm more confident. It just gives me, I don't know, the confidence to go out and not have to worry about what people think. And if my child decides to react one day and not the next, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. So for those guys that are watching this video that don't know you, so go into more details about that. So your child suffers with autism, yes?
Yes.
And would you say that you maybe avoided social situations in the past
Absolutely.
because you didn't want to have one of those meltdowns?
Yeah, absolutely. Totally avoided doing anything, going anywhere that would create the problem.
Yeah, so you just avoided the issue more than actually, rather than finding ways and solutions, it was just easier to avoid those situations.
Indeed, yes.
Would you say that was affecting your happiness and your kids' happiness that way?
Absolutely, because I've had 2 others, one either side of him. Yeah, we wouldn't go out anywhere, that they wanted to go, because I knew that, as soon as something cropped up that he didn't quite like or didn't quite go his way, then we would end up with massive problems. But we ventured to Legoland the other week and everything was routinely structured and we had a really lovely day. I think we got through the whole day with just the one meltdown, to which he sits down, puts his coat over his head and refuses to engage with the world. But we just sat there and let him come out a bit of his own accord and carried on with the rest of our day.
Great. Carrie, I love this because a lot of people will be watching this video and be expecting you to just talk about like your weight loss gains and like the inch loss that you achieved over the last 4 weeks. But really, like the big win is this life transformation, and actually now you're in a better position to come up with solutions and be happier. So, but let's take this back, like just briefly to weight loss. How much weight did you lose over the last month?
Just under 3 kilos.
3 kilos, that's fantastic. And inches overall?
The whole lot, about 27. Not inches, centimetres.
That's brilliant. That's really, really good. And do you know, it's funny because actually what's been amazing, like these changes in your body haven't been down to working out for hours upon hours or starving yourself. So it's made the journey miserable. But actually, we've made this work around a busy mum's schedule and actually made it realistic. By making it a realistic targets, you can get brilliant results. And that's what we've seen with Carrie losing 3 kilos and was it 27 centimetres you said there?
Yeah.
Like unbelievable results and all in just 28 days. But actually, more importantly, this wasn't about the kilos, it's about transforming and making Carrie happier in her life and actually setting her up to be able to deal with the effects of like going out on a family day and not fearing like the judgment of others. So it's been a true life transformation. So since the 3 kilos, since this life transformation that you've had over the last 28 days, Carrie, like what does your life look like right now? Because I mean, you're pretty busy, right, as a mum?
Yeah, yeah, the kids are still on holiday, so yeah, I'm still in full demand. But yeah, we've got a couple of days out booked. I'm actually going to see my friend today, which also would probably is going to cause problems, but you know, if it does, it does. But yeah, much better, much healthier. Definitely still carrying on the exercising every day. But yes, it's definitely a lot brighter.
Great, I love that. Now, think back to before this challenge begun, Carrie. Like, what kind of things were you doing to try and like lose this weight?
I tried Slimming World. I've tried Weight Watchers. I've tried everything, and none of it. It worked to start with, and then it stopped.
Yeah, and like, why do you think it stopped? Those things.
Bored, to be quite honest.
And do you think this
doing the same thing?
Yeah. Do you think this system's different to those systems that you've tried in the past?
You can change it around. You don't have to do the same thing every day. You can eat different things.
Yeah.
Calorie limit. You can still have a packet of crisps, or you can still have a biscuit. But then, you know, you just have to be a little bit more mindful for what you have for dinner. So there's no real restriction there.
I love that, because you're right. It's just actually just being aware. This isn't about removing a whole food group or just constantly battling against cravings, because the more we battle against cravings on a daily basis, that's setting you up to fail. So actually, by saying, well, you're allowed these things, but you just have to be mindful about the amount of calories in these things, and actually that you still need to be in a calorie deficit if you're going to lose weight. And you can actually eat what you want, but you've just got to be aware of the consequences, and you've got to be aware of the portion sizes.
Yeah, definitely.
So would it be fair to say that you're never going back to Weight Watchers and Slimming World and all of those kind of things?
I'm not, no.
So apart from those things that you mentioned, like it being like less restricting and it working around like a mum's lifestyle, what would you say like the biggest difference has been? Like why has like this challenge been the turnaround for you? Would you say it's the support or the environment or the group of women that you've done it with?
It's good to have the group as a backup, so that if you're struggling, you can, you know, write a comment in the group and someone will boost you and, you know, cheer you along a bit, and it's really good.
Yeah, so instead of that thought of going alone and like battling your demons on your own, you can actually lean on the group and realize that you're not the only one going through these problems. There's other mums out there who struggle with the same thoughts as you do and the same cravings as you do.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So did you find that when you did lean on the group and you had that support from myself and the other mums in the group, you feel like that helped you make better decisions?
Yeah, it definitely stops you wandering off the path as such.
I love that, because you mentioned the path, and that's a big thing about this challenge, is actually just setting out the journey from where you are at the beginning to where you want to go, and then just setting out the path, and then making sure that we stay on that path and we're not distracted and we're not wavering off course. And if we do, then you've got the support network, you've got your coach to be able to just bring you back in straight away. Whereas if you're doing those kind of things alone, you're more likely to veer off course and not realize that you're actually moving away from your path, moving away from your journey, which wastes time, it wastes energy. And actually that's when you find yourself even going backwards. Okay, so having that support network, I know for Carrie's really, really worked over the last 28 days. And this is what this is all about, is letting you know that you're not the only one going through this. And when you're with a journey with other mums, all looking at transforming their lives and being the better versions of themselves, that automatically draws you up to their level. And you end up really being brought up to their aspirations. You don't want to let them down, and that accountability is there. When you do, no one's really watching. No one will know this. So you start to convince yourself that veering off course is okay. Does that kind of make sense to you, Carrie?
Yeah, it does.
Great. So, all I'm going to do, let's wrap up this testimony. It's been lovely to chat to you today, Carrie. So, I'm just going to ask you one final question. Now, what advice would you give yourself looking back before the program, or to someone that's sitting on the fence that isn't sure whether to go for it? What would you tell yourself back then? What would you tell that person sitting on the fence?
Oh, definitely do it. Definitely do it. It will change the way you think, the way you do things, and it will make your life a lot better.
Fantastic.
Definitely more organised.
Yeah, I love that. Yes, you mentioned the word organised. That's it. Because a lot of people be like, well, I haven't got the time. I haven't got the time to do it. But actually, by going through our organisation systems, we end up making time. You find yourself in this time warp, like being able to get your priorities done so you can fit this in. So, Carrie, it's been really, really good to talk to you today. I'm really excited to see your journey over the next 12 weeks. So do keep in touch with us all. Thank you very much for sharing that story. I know that's going to resonate with a lot of other mums, especially mums who also have autistic children. And just to show them that you can transform the way you approach things. And if you're a problem solver and you go by finding solutions to things, you don't have to avoid doing the things that make you and your children happy.
No, definitely not.
Brilliant. So we're going to wrap it up now, Carrie. But yeah, thank you so much for coming on this call with me. I really appreciate you joining me, and I'll see you in the future.
Yeah, lovely. Thanks, Ross.
Carrie, you have a lovely day. Enjoy the sunshine.
Thank you. Bye.
So that was our testimonial with Carrie. Carrie, I've seen an amazing difference from when we first spoke on the phone in Carrie's application call. You could just tell she was low. She was down and you could tell she was in pain and needed help. Now she made that leap and she came in to our 30-day trial and she just blasted it. She came in with an open mind, took on the systems. And as you can see, this wasn't just about losing the weight. When Carrie came into this group, she thought that by losing the weight, she'd gain more confidence. But actually, like using exercise and fitness just facilitated us to give her the mindset shift that she needed in order to be happy. She can now move on with her journey and her path, setting the routines and setting the habits to continue. So the results aren't just short term, but they're going to go long into the future. So Carrie, I wish you all the best. Do keep in touch with us all on how your journey goes. That'd be really, really good. So what we're going to do now, we're just going to look into how you can join this journey too. So if you're watching this and you can relate with Carrie's story, or maybe you've tried like Weight Watchers and Slimming World like Carrie did, and you haven't been able to be motivated to follow through, to get those results and sustain them for the long term. Maybe you're stuck and you feel like you're stagnant, you're not moving forward. You've lost your identity since becoming a mum. Maybe you find your stress levels are so high that you're losing patience with your kids too quickly. Maybe you hate your body so much that you're pushing your partner away, making that your relationship isn't as intimate as it should be. So if that resonates with you, I'm going to open up 3 spots into my Lioness Mum program. And if you're selected, you're going to benefit from a 50% discount off our coaching packages right now. So I know what you're thinking, like, how is this any different to anything else? And like, as you heard Carrie say, this is the only system that truly works for busy mums. And mums that don't just want to survive day by day anymore, but they want to thrive. They want to be happy. So instead of just drifting through life, actually trying to be the better versions of themselves. And if that resonates with you, if you no longer want to just survive each day from day to day doing the same mundane tasks, and you want to thrive and finally be happy and finally have the body of your dreams, then this is the only system that is specially designed for busy mums. Now, what if you say that you don't have any time? Now, again, this system's been made for that. As a busy mum, of course, you think you don't have the time to be healthy. But this requires just 20 minutes a day of exercise. It's also going to help you organize your day so you end up in this time warp that you focus on the things that actually matter. So instead of going through 1,001 things on your to-do list, we put the 3 biggest priorities at the top. We get those done. Okay, so we organize your day differently to make sure that you do have the time to get your fitness and health in. Now, what if you say you don't have the money to invest? Well, here's the good thing. This coaching program with the 50% discount is going to cost less than a large latte a day. So you too can transform your life without it costing the world. So if you want to apply and revive and finally unlock your life, then here's what I'm going to ask you to do. I want you to click on the link below. What I'm going to do, I'm going to ask you a few questions to see if this system is suitable for you. If we find out this system is suitable for you, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to invite you to apply to be one of the mums that I help transform their lives this year. The first step is now. I'm going to need you to take massive action. Don't procrastinate on this decision. Procrastination stops you from moving forwards. So make the decision now to click on the link below and apply to be the next mum that I help transform their lives.